Pick your class and
earn your battle points.
Because it's time for the Star Wars Battlefront podcast.
This episode of the Star Wars Battlefront podcast is brought to you by our patrons on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/Battlefront podcast to help support this show. We're also brought to you by our PayPal supporters, paypal.me/tie-dye-sheep, TYEDYESHEEP.
This episode is also brought to you by Star Wars Gaming Network, StarWarsGaming.net, your online resource for Star Wars Battlefront. Welcome to episode 111 of the Star Wars Battlefront podcast. I'm your host, Sage Goodwin, joined by my brother and co-host, Sam Goodwin.
Hello.
In this episode, we'll be going over everything you need to know about The Last Jedi DLC in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Let's get started.
As you can tell from the voice that is coming out of our bodies, huh? No? Do you like that description, Sam? As you can tell from the sound of our voices, we are both sick.
Yes, we are.
Yes. You're always the one that gets sick first, Sam?
Correct.
And then slowly my immune system fails, and like a week later, I get sick. So that sucks. Which is why we haven't been able to do daily podcast episodes. First, it was the studio being built. We are in a 90% done studio. We just have a couple little spots we need to put sound panels on, but it is crazy in here. Like, you come into the studio and there's no echo. So hopefully it sounds better. I mean, we had acoustic panels before, but now we've got like a completely dead room, which is awesome. Now, let's talk about everything you need to know about The Last Jedi DLC in Battlefront 2. Okay, so on the Battlefront 2 website, they have a post on The Last Jedi DLC and the season coming. Choose a side. The Last Jedi DLC season is coming. New heroes, maps, and the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Resurrection single-player story arrive soon. It all starts with choosing a side. On December 5th, you'll have an opportunity to align with the First Order or choose to fight for the Resistance. Your choice is important, as it will allow you to take part in special challenges that will grant your faction specific rewards.
Which is tomorrow, right? We get to choose our side?
Yes. I think that's a good spot to jump in. So, December 5th, when this podcast episode comes out, you'll be able to choose your side. Resistance or the First Order. Every poll that I've seen is hashtag First Order. So, I'm like, do I want to go against the grain and go with my rebel heart, or do I want to actually win and go with the First Order and get those special prizes? Because it's like 70 to 80% want to be on the First Order.
Yeah, I personally want to be on the First Order, so we're probably going to take a vote in our house because we only have one copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, we're still waiting to get our Xbox copy.
Yeah, so we're just going to take a poll of our house, which is better, the First Order or the Resistance, and then choose from there.
Yeah. So, yeah. In my heart of hearts, I want to be the Resistance, but I know since everyone's all on that dark side swagger, the Resistance isn't gonna win at all, like ever.
No.
you bunch of evil people. So, yeah. Now let's get into the next section. Things kick into high gear on December 13th. Your favorite stormtrooper turned hero Finn joins the fight for the Resistance, and Captain Phasma steps onto the battlefront for the First Order. They can be purchased with in-game credits from that week. Whichever faction is victorious in completing the most challenges that week will net a reward as well, a special crate of high-powered upgrades for Finn or Captain Phasma. So also by picking your side, you need to make sure, like, do I want to choose, do I want to get the Finn crate or do I want to get the Captain Phasma crate? So depending on which hero you plan on playing more, that's definitely going to say, I think I'm going to be playing Finn, so I'm going to go on the Resistance and trying to get that crate. Or if you're going to be playing Captain Phasma more, you're going to want to play, choose the First Order.
Yeah. I'm personally going to be playing Captain Phasma more, so...
Really? Why is that?
I just personally enjoy the villains more. But I'm interested to see how Finn plays, because I'm still curious on the whole, Stormtrooper turned Rebel kind of ability set that he could have.
Yeah. I think I would play, like, the choice of on heroes versus villains or Galactic Assault is both random. You're going to play each side pretty much equally. So, depending on which ones you want to lock first, that's going to be a big factor as well. I really like the blaster gameplay of the heroes. Like, I think they really nailed that. In the first game, it was basically like, no, not really that great. But in Battlefront 2, I really like Han. Like, Han's a really good hero to play as. New locations and vehicles will also arrive on December 13th as cinematic content from Star Wars The Last Jedi continues with a new planetary map, Crate. The Starfighter Assault map of Dakar will also join as well, plus a new hero ship. Tali Lunstra's RZ-2 A-Wing. Poe Dameron's T-70 X-Wing is also upgraded with a new ability inspired by Star Wars The Last Jedi. Tali Luntra is a character in the upcoming Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi, who's played by Hermione Corfield. Says on the Star Wars wiki, Tali's A-Wing will also be included in the first expansion for Star Wars Battlefront 2, blah blah blah. So, we don't really know much about Tali Luntra. We do know she will be in there, but like getting a ship in a Battlefront game is definitely big, so hopefully she'll actually have a big role. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen her on certain toys that come out for The Last Jedi, so interested to see that. Maybe she's kind of like the female version of a Poe Dameron or Han Solo.
That's what it seems like. She is an A-Wing squadron commander. So it's interesting. I haven't heard of this character though. I do not follow Star Wars movies as closely as a lot of people because I want to stay away from spoilers as much as possible. Like, if it's not in a trailer, I don't really know. And in trailers, I've only seen them once. So, and both times I was like, oh, I should not have watched that. Versio Returns. In Star Wars Battlefront 2 Resurrection, you'll join Commander Versio during the days of the First Order's rise to power. These new chapters of Star Wars Battlefront 2 single-player story mode will be available December 13th. You need to finish that campaign, Sam.
Yes, I do. I watched you play it essentially the entire time, so I know what happens and all that. But still, there's certain missions that I want to play that look really cool. Like when you play Han Solo.
Yeah.
That looked awesome.
We still need to talk about the campaign on our podcast. Basically, we're waiting for everyone to play it, or at least have a decent amount of time. So if you do get spoiled, it will be your own fault for not playing the campaign, or we're going to be saying, hey, this is going to be a spoiler-filled episode, and when we do talk about it. This episode's not going to be spoiler-filled, though. Your choice of faction will continue to matter. Throughout December, you'll see your chosen faction's progress reflected in-game as you fight alongside allies from around the world to swing the tide of battle. So it's gonna be changing. So hopefully, as the game goes on and as this challenge goes on, we get a more equal amount of playtime on each side. So hopefully that'll make a difference. The post ends with, we're excited for you to get your hands on Star Wars Battlefront 2 and even more excited to continue bringing new Star Wars experiences to you. Remember, every post-launch hero, map, ship, and weapon will be free for everyone who owns the game, so you and your friends can continue playing Star Wars together. I think that's a good spot to stop and talk about our sponsor, StarWarsGaming.net, Star Wars Gaming Network. Star Wars Gaming Network is a website completely dedicated to covering everything that's in Battlefront 2, so it's your resource for Star Wars Battlefront. It's also a great Star Wars gaming news source, so on every single page of the website you have a little ticker that has the latest news. Definitely really interesting website. I love the design and how everything feels like, okay, I can go here and check out what weapons are included in the game, what kind of star cards are there, the game modes, and all that kind of stuff. It also offers free mini sites and private forums for teams, and offers a tournament system where teams can play against each other. Really, really nice website, especially, hopefully, the tournament aspect and the competitive aspect of Battlefront actually gets a boost. And you can definitely use StarWarsGaming.net to set up a team and start playing the different game modes competitively. So if that sounds interesting, definitely check it out, StarWarsGaming.net. And if you really enjoy it, say, tell StarWarsGaming.net that you heard it from our podcast and that you really like the website. If you do, it would be really appreciated if you do that. Now, after a short break, we'll get into the exact layout of the schedule of the season of The Last Jedi DLC. You're listening to the Star Wars Battlefront podcast, a podcast from the Tie-Dye Sheep Entertainment Podcast Network, a network dedicated to bringing content as great and as weird as the hosts. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/battlefrontpodcast. You can donate $1 up to $10, and we have different tiers for that. So if you'd like to support the show and get some exclusive content, because we'll be doing bonus shows there, you can support us through that link. And at $1 per month, you have the ability to come on the podcast if you so desire. What do you think of Battlefront 2 so far, Sam?
I personally enjoy the game, especially the offline modes. They're really fun. I do think Ground Assault is still an awesome game mode. I just don't like how everyone is crapping on Battlefront right now, just because it's a popular thing to do.
It's definitely seemed like, oh, you're a gamer, so you must crap on EA. Like, I've been called a EA DICK writer, so that's fun. So I tweeted those wonderful human beings that tweeted at me and called me that. I tweeted them a picture of riding a unicorn, so a gif of me riding a unicorn. So that's the thing that I like to ride. Yes, so I'm so happy that they don't follow us. Because only cool people follow us on Twitter, and listen to our podcast. So all of you listening to this right now are some cool people. What'd you say, Sam?
Yeah, the people that crap on it haven't researched into Battlefront 2.
Exactly. They just see the tweet or they see this thing and then they don't actually... They see the title of a website post and then they're like, oh yeah, this is this and this and that.
Yeah, and then you start talking to them about it and then... they seem to be unfamiliar with the whole subject, and it kind of makes them seem stupid.
Exactly. So, yeah. The progression system is terrible in Battlefront 2.
Yeah, you can't get over that.
But they did make some changes, so you earn more credits. I've seen people getting like 3,000 credits a game, which is insane. I've seen a lot of like YouTubers also saying that they're getting more, but not as much as like 3,000. But if you are the top players, you get more credits. If you do more stuff objectively, you get more credits. Actually, let me pull up that website post. Also, on the topic of awesomeness and awesome people, we have 908 followers on Twitter.
Yay!
Yay! Let's give us some high fiving. Some clapping. Okay, so... before we get into the actual schedule, just some news that just came out, I believe, today. Yes, so news that came out just today. Rolling out with credit changes. Prepare for deployment. It's been a busy few weeks for Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're excited to have launched the game to the world, but recognize that there have been some challenges along the way. We have learned a lot and are making adjustments to the game to ensure the best experience possible. On Tuesday, an update rolls out that begins the Star Wars Battlefront 2 The Last Jedi season by kicking off factional challenges, letting you choose a side and start competing for rewards as either the First Order or the Resistance. Today, an update went live that includes some adjustments to the economy and progression. While these are only some initial steps toward making much larger changes, some of these are ready to roll and are available starting today. 1. The end of round payout has been increased. This is an area we agree needed to be buffed a bit, especially when it comes to rewarding players for doing well in-game. We're upping the number of credits you get for a match across the board and specifically bumping the top players on each team by even more. 2. Earn 3 times more credits daily in arcade mode. It's been made clear that you were hitting the arcade mode credit cap faster than we expected, so we wanted to alleviate that by increasing it to 1,500 credits. While we're still looking into ways to add more content into the mode in the long term, we think that this should help in the near term for those who want rewards for completing the different scenarios. 3. Daily login crates will now provide more crafting parts than before. You'll notice the change right away when you log in. Crafting the star cards you want will help make sure you're progressing in the direction you want. We absolutely want to empower that. This should help you get where you want to go faster when it comes to crafting and upgrading. Things kick into high gear over the next few weeks during the Star Wars Battlefront 2 The Last Jedi season with free heroes, maps, and vehicles. Stormtrooper turn, blah 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 blah. And then he goes into stuff we already just covered. So that's what do you think of that, Sam?
Interesting. I thought the credit system was all right. The score wasn't like anything in dire need for me. But I can see, because a lot of people were in the bottom a lot and only getting like 3,000 points. So I'm glad they did that. And hopefully that helps you get the hero faster.
Wait, what are you talking about? This is for like credits and that kind of stuff.
Talking about the score.
Okay. Now, they didn't change the score.
They didn't?
No.
Oh.
They changed how many credits you earned.
Well, they need to change the score as well.
Why?
Because I see a lot of people just struggling to get the hero. Because a lot of people, are just really want the hero very badly, and are stuck at 3,000 points.
Yeah, what the update did was change how many credits you earned, and you get more credits if you are playing very well at the game. So if you're in like the top 3, you get more credits than if you were, say, number 15 or something like that. So it's changed how that works, and also you get more for playing as well as playing the objective. It's still not based on skill, so everyone will get, even if you do nothing, you'll get the same amount of credits, which is just horrible. They need to be able, they need to change that to where these people who put rubber bands on their controllers and their toggles to make their characters spin around get either kicked off or don't earn credits or anything like that. It's definitely making it to where if you do play the objective, or the whole reason for playing Battlefront 2, which is to play the game, you get more credits than if you were just to rubber band your controller.
Yeah, I saw you're having problems with that in Heroes vs. Villains.
Oh yeah. I think DJ Royski won 20 matches in a row of Heroes vs. Villains. That could also contribute to that amazing number that you did, DJ Royski. Hashtag shout out. Yeah, I won like every round, and then I was basically like, this is so stupid, I'm the only one playing, so I'm just gonna go on a different game mode. And then there's like, the whole other team was full of players that were actually playing, and then I was the only person over there that was actually trying to win, so I just quit because it's no fun being the only person on your team actually playing when your other teammates also get chosen as the target, so the other team wins faster. But let's get into the schedule for the Last Jedi season. Week 1, Season 1 begins. Pick a side that you'll fight for during Season 1. Earn rewards for yourself and your faction as you battle for the dark side or the light. So on December 5th, you'll be able to choose your faction, and you'll have a weekly faction challenge. On the 8th, you have a weekend challenge, and then on the 10th, you have Blast Sunday. So on the on the 8th, you'll have the opportunity to try and prove yourself for your faction. So you'll have different challenges that you need to reach. Maybe it's like win 4 times during Strike, 2 times during Galactic Assault, or play in the Force Awakens era on Jakku so many times, or something like that. Then on the weekend, they've got Blast Sunday. So if you're probably going to win more credits and earn more challenges for your faction on the Blast game mode. And this is really cool because it also pushes the Blast game mode, which I haven't played that much of at all. Week 2, The Last Jedi comes to the Battlefront. Celebrate the release of Star Wars The Last Jedi as heroes, locations, starfighters, and more from the movie come to the game as free content for all players. On the 13th, you get heroes Finn and Phasma. You also get the Galactic Assault map Crate, the Starfighter Assault map Dakar, you get the Starfighter Tally's RZ-A2 A-Wing. You get the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Resurrection story mode. You get daily challenges as well as a new weekly faction challenge. So you'll have challenges that you complete yourself that doesn't affect your faction, and then on the same day, you'll also get your weekly faction challenge. So you'll have to play so many times on Crate. You'll have to play as Finn and Phasma or unlock those heroes, stuff like that. On the 15th, you have a weekend challenge, and then on the 17th, you have Galactic Assault Sunday. Hopefully people will actually play on the 15th, since that's when the movie actually comes out.
I would think they would.
Yeah, as you either get pumped up before or afterwards. So
yeah, I can see a lot of people not playing the DLC before they watch the movie.
Yeah. It isn't on the 14th, which is... It's probably what they did that for, is because that's when the premiere night comes, and they don't want to have anything on there because a lot of people are going to be going to the premiere. We aren't going to go to the premiere. We are going to wait later, because who wants to deal with the madness of premiere night? It'd be super fun for just being a theater with a bunch of fans, but it's going to be packed, and I like to enjoy my movies with space in between people. Week 3, Ace Pilots of the New Republic and First Order. Prove your dogfighting skills as you fight for your side in Starfighter Assault to unlock new rewards. On the 20th of December, new weekly faction challenge. You also get new daily challenges, and then the 22nd you get a weekend challenge. The 24th is Starfighter Assault Sunday. So this one, week 3, seems to be more Starfighter Assault. So most likely the new weekly faction challenge would be to play on Starfighter Assault a certain amount of times, get a certain amount of kills, or playing on the Dakar game mode and map a certain amount of times, getting a certain amount of kills. You also get doing daily challenges, so it's probably going to be similar, but except for playing for your faction to get more rewards across the board, you'll be doing it for yourself. Weekend challenge, still, we don't know exactly what all of this means, but this is all speculation from what we've heard from developers and what we've seen and all that stuff. Weekend challenge is probably going to be, you get more credits per game mode, you get more crafting parts per daily login, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like when they did the double score weekends for the old Battlefront.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll do it something like that when the movie comes out.
I would really like to see that. And before Battlefront 2 was released, a couple months before that, I was saying I would love to see more challenges, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. In Battlefront 2015, we got the challenge where you had to play a certain amount of time as the heroes, as a community, and if you did, you unlock the Han and Luke skins on Hoth, which is really, really cool. I love to see that. Week 4 is Holiday Celebration. Play your favorite modes as the team at DICE delivers a special holiday playlist. So, specifically curated by the DICE team of different game modes and maps. So, I would really like to see them release a new map or something like that. That would be super awesome if they did that. I don't think it'll happen, but it'd be really cool.
That would be cool. I like to see like a holiday themed anything, so it's cool to see it in Battlefront.
Yeah, what would be awesome if we got like a Life Day and then like a holiday trooper. That would be so awesome. They do that with the Lego calendar, so why can't they do that with Battlefront?
Maybe they could release Lumpy as a playable hero.
Oh my gosh, Lumpy, that would be beautiful. Lumpy and Battlefront 2, that would be gorgeous. Yes, hashtag justice for Lumpy. Lumpy and Itchy.
Lumpy, Itchy.
Sounds like a 90s alt band or something like that. Welcome to the stage, Itchy and Lumpy. Oh, yeah. I would... Lumpy and Jar Jar in Battlefront 2, like, that should be its own season. Like, really. That would be awesome. So on the 27th, you have a weekly faction challenge. You also have a daily challenge and the holiday playlist. And then on the 29th, you have the weekend challenge. So the weekly faction challenge is, again, probably going to be play a certain amount of this game mode or this map or this class, so on and so forth.
Like the challenges are currently.
Except
like play 20 minutes worth of assault, you get a reward.
Maybe it's 500 credits, maybe it's 100 crafting parts. It's going to be something like that. So definitely, if you can, log in, see what the challenge is. If it's feasible, check that out. The daily challenges are going to be awesome because they're only going to be available for that day, so you're going to have to hop on it. The weekly challenges are going to be available throughout that week. And then the weekend challenges, surprise, surprise, is going to be only available on that weekend. So possibly going to be like credits, crafting parts, maybe emotes, that kind of stuff. So really, really cool. Looking forward to that. I'm going to definitely be enjoying battling out on the decision of either the Resistance or the First Order. That's definitely going to be a full-on debate.
Yeah, and hopefully you can't change your faction, because that kind of takes away from the fun.
The turncoats. You don't want to see any turncoats. That's all for this episode of the Star Wars Battlefront podcast. I'm your host, Sage Goodwin.
I'm Sam Goodwin.
You can follow us on Twitter at SWB Podcast, twitter.com/SWB Podcast. Really, really hoping for 1,000 followers by the end of the year. That's our goal. Hopefully we'll push towards that. We have a copy of the Rogue One movie on DVD that we are planning to give away. So definitely check out our Twitter, and if you have not followed, please follow us so you can be notified when that is going on. So if you don't have Rogue One, we'll be giving it out for one lucky winner. Our Patreon is patreon.com/Battlefront Podcast. Again, since we've been sick, we haven't been able to do that. Though, I've got a lot of interview content from Aurora, from Azatru, from Norwald Dave. That is all going to be edited and put up there. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely support us on Patreon. We would really, really appreciate it. At the $5 level, you'll be able to receive access to our exclusive podcasts on there and those interview episodes. You can also support us on PayPal, paypal.me/TieDyeSheep, TYEDYESHEEP. And if you do support us on there and you would like access to that content, just email me saying, hey, I supported you on PayPal, would really like to listen to that exclusive content, and I will send you a link so you can listen to it. Definitely check out our Discord. Discord is a super, super fun place to be. Definitely been definitely check that out because it's a really awesome place to talk Battlefront. We have a lot of awesome people in there, run by Caleb and Shadow Stride. Please leave us a review on iTunes. We have hit the 40 review mark. Let's aim for 50 by the end of the year. That would be so awesome. Thank you all. If you've taken the time to review our podcast, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. It also helps us to improve the show in ways that we didn't know that you wanted us to improve it on. And if you do have a way that we can improve our podcast, definitely send us an email, battlefrontpodcast@gmail.com.
Our YouTube channel is the Star Wars Battlefront Podcast. Search that on YouTube and we will show up.
Yes, we have 255 subscribers now. Thank you all if you have subscribed. We put up gameplay episodes of our podcast there. So we've got some gameplay behind our podcast episodes. So if you want to watch some gameplay, listen to our podcast, or even just have it in the background, definitely check that out. It's another way you can listen to our podcast. And also, if you want to share it, that's super easy. And everyone knows how to use YouTube. So we would greatly appreciate if you share it with your Battlefront friends and family. You can listen to the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts, as well as YouTube. As always,
Thanks for listening.
and may the Force be with you.
Ho, 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 ho!